Hi there, Mary Mercurio here, and for this module 1-3, designing for the audience and engagement, I am going to talk about the Photoshop lesson that I would like to teach. So, I work in an urban middle school art classroom. My students are in grades 6 to 8. Students at this school receive visual art class every other day for the first semester of school, so they really only get about 24 classes for the school year. So that's not a lot. My quote ordinary way of conducting class kind of varies. Being an art classroom, there's a lot of hands-on activity and learning. I like to say that my room is a creation lab more than a regular classroom because I want kids to really feel like this is the time for them to be creative. My smart board, that's one of my tools that gets a lot of use. I use a lot of Google Slides when I teach, and each day the students come in, I already have something up on the smart board. It's a sketchbook prompt, and that's how they start their class. On the opposite side of my room, I have I can statements. These are basically like the guidelines that they're going to do for the day. So that is interchanged every day too. But on my smart board, I use Google Slides, and we that's how I instruct lessons. That's how I talk about expectations, and it's up the whole class it's on. So dependent on the lesson, the students either have some sort of a checklist inside their sketchbook, or that also will be displayed on my wonderful and handy dandy smartboard. Um, so for this, when we came back to school, I asked the students what they want to learn. And because I like to see this as kind of like the creation lab, I like to say that, I'm more of a facilitator. I want to do what you guys are interested in. And a huge influx of photo editing came in um, this semester. So photo editing is something that I really want to introduce to them. So, being that the district was virtual for a really long time, I think that the students actually had an opportunity to expand their knowledge on online platforms. So, this is, in my opinion, like a key time frame to reach out for this type of lesson. I think this is a highly engaging thing, being that the students A wanted to do it, and B just came out of this environment of being online for almost 2 years. So, one of the platforms I want to introduce is called the New Image Manipulation Program, or they like to call themselves Gimp. This is a free site. It's very, very similar to Adobe Photoshop. This is their little like mascot guy. So teaching them basically how to upload images and all the different sorts of processes that they have on the Gimp website. I will pull that up. Um, so it really, you can make a lot of fantasy pictures, and you can make it has all sorts of really, lots of websites have tutorials on how to do really neat stuff on Gimp. So Gimp is a really great online free tool for student use. Uh, so for the lesson, the students obviously are going to have to create in a computer lab instead of in the art classroom. And this will have to have GIMP downloaded by obviously like our tech people. And as the facilitator, I'm going to have to scaffold all of these lessons. Learning online photo editing. It's vast. It's a very large topic, and starting small and working your way up, giving the opportunity to learn while doing, and giving the opportunity to make mistakes. It kind of makes me think of in our intro class when we went into Marion Island, and I was just bumping into every single wall that was there. Uh, and learning photo editing can be something that's rarely covered in elementary schools in my district. I mean, some people do still use it in some art classes, but not as frequently. Um, and then the last thing the students are really going to need is access to a photo, which is between every child pretty much having a cell phone, but also through the webcams that they have on in the computer lab will make that a really easy process to do. So, being that this is something that students have asked to learn, and something that I'm capable of teaching and something that I'm capable of providing to them, both the technology with the free platform and being able to have access to a computer classroom. This compiles the following: student differences, because everybody's picture is going to be a little bit different, student willingness and participation, and it creates the community of practice. And these are honing in on real world skills. I mean, we're learning technology. We're learning not only, art processes, but these technological art processes. So I think that introducing the Gimp process to students this semester is a great opportunity for learning and assessing students. Thank you.